it's an act of love. Now, God doesn't make people mean so they'll hurt us.
Right.
But he will use them to make you better. Right. So that's why, as stupid as it sounds, I can say now, I'm not really sorry that I was sexually abused by my dad. Because it's made me who I am.
Yeah.
And so I realize now, I mean, I prayed for my dad to die. I prayed for my mother to leave him.
Yeah.
I mean, I prayed for God to get me out of that situation. And of course, I had to come to the point of saying, well, why didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, why you could have.
Yes.
You know, why do you let somebody that mean live that long and hurt that many people?
Yeah.
You know, well, God didn't get me out of it, but actually he did something greater. He brought me through it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And a strong person that could do what I've done all these years. And I think I've realized even with my own kids, I had a hard time letting my kids suffer.
Right.
Because I went through so much. And so I'm very guilty of having delivered them from things that I should have backed off and let them go through.
Yeah. Wow.
And we think love is to always deliver people from anything that hurts. But it really,
Right.
it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I was listening to a preacher this morning, and he said, if you love me and you see me sliding in the wrong direction and you don't get in my face and confront me, then you do not love me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, we have to be willing sometimes to let people go through things, or they'll never get free. We just keep enabling them to do the same thing over and over and over.
Right.
So the thing is, I think in answer to your question, God, why do you let this happen? Why do you let this happen? All pain is not bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, some of the pain that you went through, even in situations that I'm aware of, that I went through similar situations, and, you know, we think, God, why after what I went through as a kid, why are you letting this happen to me now? But like you said before, we're trying to get something from those people that only God can give us. And so I remember a situation, and to me, this explains it. A woman that used to come to my meetings, somebody told me that she was really hurt because I never spoke to her. And I went to God and I said, I don't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
Why? I don't even remember seeing her. And God said, I hid her from you because I didn't want her to get from you what she needed to come to me and get.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And so how many times is God,
Yes.
you know, we want somebody, do this for me, be nice to me, tell me what to do, show me what to do. And God's saying, nope, they're going to have to go through this in order to get it from me.
Yeah.
So we're going a little deep here. I don't know.
This is good
I don't know how
stuff.
many people are losing us or staying with us, but
Oh no, this is such good stuff.
You got to go deep to fix this.
Yeah.
You know, you have to go deep to pull those roots of rejection out.
And like
Yeah.
Chris said, you have to know. I mean, that you know that God is good.
Yeah.
And that he loves you. And I trust him, and he's not going to let anything happen to me that is going to ultimately be to my detriment. I may hurt and go through some things, but if he's allowing that, it's for the purpose of getting to something in my life that I am totally blind to.
Right.
That he wants to get in there and heal and make well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember feeling so rejected by God during the beginning stages of what I was going through. And I was like, God, how could you allow that to happen? And he really went through a whole scenario like, didn't you allow your daughter to do something that you really didn't agree with, but you allowed her to do something? And I was like, I did. He's like, I have free will for him and I can't go against. that for him as well. He's like, and so then I saw this vision of God like almost pulling my ex-husband's shirt when he was going. Like I got this like visual of him like pulling his shirt like to not go certain places, and he's like, I wanted him to stop, and that blessed me. And then immediately following that, I listened to a sermon about when the disciples were in the boat and it was rocking and they were going through the storm, and they were upset with Jesus because they were like, you're on a pillow. I don't know where he got the pillow from, but he was in the pillow.
It was a boat pillow.
A boat pillow, and he was knocked out during the storm. And the thing that got me, that it just resonated with me. They were just like, do you care about us? Like they actually asked him, like, do you even care? And so I just remember that feeling of rejection that I had with God, because I was like, me and God, we beefing right now. Like my friends would ask me, and I'm like, we're going through it. But then he loved me, his kindness, and he loved me so much through it that tension, that moment of me being honest with him has just drawn me so much closer to him. And because I needed that isolation, and that's why 2020 was actually kind of good for me. And at the time, I resigned from my ministry job. I just stepped away for a minute just because I needed to not do all the time. I didn't need to like lead people into worship. Honey, I need to worship in my own bathroom and cry, and just connect with God. And so 2020 was good. It was bad in a lot of ways, but it was good for me because it isolated me spiritually too, so that I can reconnect with God and not rely on community groups, small groups, this group, that group. Not saying that those are bad, because I love them, but I'm saying I didn't thrive off of running things through them. I had to go connect.
You said something that's really important I want to make sure that our viewing audience doesn't miss. You said that God wouldn't go against his free will, your husband's free will, even though what he was doing was wrong and bad, and you were praying for it to change. And something that has really helped me is to learn that anytime we're praying for somebody else to do or not to do something, we have to remember that God's not going to go against their free will to answer our prayer.
Wow. Yeah. That's what he said. Yeah.
And so, just because I pray for this person to change and they don't change, or I pray for them to do something and they don't do it, that doesn't mean that God's not God. It doesn't mean he wants me to keep going through that.
Yeah.
But it just means he's not going to make that person make me feel good.
Yeah. Right.
That's
You
why
can't make 'em.
That's why you got to know how to. And I know, Jay, even though what you went through was pure hell, you will be a much better person when you come out on the other side of this. And you're just about there. But you're going to be stronger. You'll be better. You'll be more sensitive to other people's pain. You're going to know things about God you didn't know before. And God doesn't do bad things, but he does work all things out for our good if we love him and trust him.
Yeah, so good.
I think there are so many people right now who are going